Hey there, ladies and gentlemen, I'm Chad with CD Shave, and thank you very much for joining me for today's head shave. Badly, badly needed. It's kind of hard to see on the camera, but trust me, the hair is there. All right, we're going to start off with our product profiling for the day. GOF Trumper's Spanish Leather. This is a cream base. You can see it's very similar. It kind of reminds me a lot of Taylor of Old Bond Street. It's the same type of container, and it even is the same consistency. This is a cream based. I'll give you another shot right there of the packaging. Right there, it's about anywhere between $19 and $23 a tub of this, depending on where you get it. But I've seen it available at every major wet shaving website. There's no particular one that's better than the other, and these guys even have a website of their own. You can pick it up there. They're out of London, I believe London. I know they're out in Europe, but I believe London specifically is where they're at. But if you don't really want to pay to have it shipped from there, I think I've seen it at West Coast. I'm pretty sure Maggards has it. These guys are pretty much all over the place. So that's what we're shaving with today. We do have the matching aftershave right there as well. Comes in this fancy fancy bottle here. It's got a GOF Trumper on the side, which is raised, which I kind of like because it adds as a gripping to the bottle. As some of you may have noticed or may have heard on my channel, I tend to complain about bottles that don't have any kind of grippy on them. I don't like things that slide out of the hand, especially with wet shaving, but that's neither here nor there. Let's move on to the notes. We've got patchouli, sandalwood, vanilla, geranium, rosemary, rose, clove, and lavender. Quite extensive for basic shave cream. To me, it smells like sandalwood. It's a very, very heavy sandalwood. Sandalwood tends to take over a lot in when somebody puts it in their scent profiles. I don't really pick up any of the other. Maybe a little bit of the rose, but and a slight bit of the vanilla. The rest of it to me is not even there. It's pretty much just straight sandalwood. Now, that's that. Before we get into the gear, let's get into the holiday of the day. Today is my favorite holiday of the day, of the year, without talking about the major ones, Christmas, Thanksgiving, so on and so forth. It is National Peanut Butter Day. Love peanut butter. Those of you that are allergic to peanuts, man, I'm really sorry to hear that because you're missing out. Yeah, but peanut butter, I put that stuff on anything. And one of the things I do put it on that you might find to be a little bit crazy is an egg sandwich. Trust me, Mama used to make it that way for me when I was younger, and I've loved it ever since. You know, English muffins, egg, cheese, and a thing of peanut butter right across the top. Believe me, it's good. Try it. If you don't like it, I'll eat my hat. Anyway, I don't have a hat, so it's more of just a phrase. Moving on to the rest of the gear. We're going with American made above the tie Calypso razor. This is an aluminum, all aluminum razor. The head on it is R. For those of you that care, it is like a bluish gray 3-piece razor. I find that razor to be kind of mild, so I'm gonna toss a feather blade into that. For those of you that care, that blade will be on its second use. As far as the brush is concerned, this is Maggot Razors 2-band Badger knot. I got it inside a brush handle that was made specifically for me by Melvin Morales. Thank you, sir. That came out gorgeous. He is Melvin Morales of the Shave Market, and been around the groups for quite some time. So that's what we're going to use there. I've got a basic, we're not going to really get into the artisan on this one, but it's an unscented shave balm. Very dry lately. My skin's been really dry. I'm going to throw a little bit on there. Everything's just been, got the heat around here up in the Northeast, just dries everything right out. It's all staticky, and I just need to shave, throw on a nice aftershave, and oh, by the way, to finish it off, I do have the matching cologne. We're going to throw that on there, a little bit of right on there, get that done. So that is that's the gear, that's the shave equipment. We're going to put this in our bowl, get it lathered up, and we'll see if we can get some of these passes happening. Be right back. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are back. As you can see, tons of lather, ready to go. I found that it lathers very similarly to Taylor of Old Bond Street. You know, that could just be a coincidence, but I don't know much about the background on these guys. You know, I don't know who exactly makes them. I don't know if they have any other companies. I don't have a ton of. I found, like, when it comes to major companies like this, sometimes it can be hard to get exact who's, what's, and when's about the company. It's much easier when you get a smaller artisan because they do an about page. These guys don't have really an about page. So I don't really know I don't know a ton about them. I couldn't tell you when they started or where they started out of. I think if I had done a little bit more research, I could have, but it wasn't something that I was prepared to spend hours to try to find. So that's that. Now, as far as I've shaded them a couple of times. I found that the slickness to be basic for a major, large scale company like this. It's similar to Taylorville Bond Street. I don't mean to keep comparing it to them. It's not quite as slick, but it's similar. So, all right, first pass. So let's talk about vintage razors today. I got a couple of people that sent me some emails and asked me, new wet shavers that have thinking about purchasing their first vintage razor. And then they got some modern ones. They started off with a Vanderhagen or a Viking or something to that effect, and then they moved on to something else. And now they're looking at eBay, and they're really kind of getting bitten by the bug, and they want to get a vintage razor. My suggestion to them, if you can swing it, because they're starting to go up in price, is the Gillette Slim Adjustable. And the reason for that is because there's a lot of them out there. But because more and more are being restored, more and more are being found in better condition, and because they're being sought after, they're going up in price. And when I first started buying those things, they were probably anywhere between 20 bucks and maybe 35 for a real good one. Now, I just saw one today. I don't know if people are getting it, but I saw them somebody was asking 70 bucks for one, which I think is a little ridiculous, but if they're getting it, then who cares, right? Anyway, I would suggest getting one of those. They're a good vintage razor to have. They kind of stand the test of time. They're well built and they're adjustable. So you're getting something to try. I mean, anybody that's new to wet shaving, I definitely suggest, unless you're going right to straight razor, I definitely suggest that you try an adjustable safety razor of some sort, whether it's the plated kind, like from Rockwell, or the dial kind, like Gillette has made that, the safety razor, the Slim, or the Fat Boy. The Slim and Fat Boy are the same thing, they're just one's bigger than the other. But anyway, so I would suggest some sort of adjustable, and if you're really kind of getting bit by the vintage bug, at the same time, find yourself a nice Slim Adjustable. That way, you can try out an adjustable razor, you can try out different aggressivenesses. Aggressivenesses? I don't know if that's a word. It is today. So you can try out different aggressivenesses on the razor, on a razor, to see what you like or don't like. Because it's just as important to find out what you don't like as it is about what you do. Alright. On a side note, for the soap here, residual slickness to me is not really there. So for those of you, hence also a reason for the aftershave bomb. Those of you where residual slickness is a huge deal, if you happen to get yourself some of this stuff or you want to try it out, It's a great scent. It's got the slickness, but the residual just isn't there like it is for Taylorville Bond Street. But it's a good soap. It's just not top tier, and that's fine. Doesn't have to be. Not everything has to be top tier. Just just something to keep in mind. You may want to have a post shave balm nearby, especially during those winter months. And if you're shaving in the Northeast, where the heat is as dry as the desert, then you're going to want to do that. And I say the heat is as dry as the desert because you got it on full blast because it's so damn cold. I think today the weather, it's 16, but the feel like is 0. Yeah, and the wind's blowing on top of it, so it's crazy cold today. All right, second pass, cross grain. Anyway, so yeah, I suggest the Slim Adjustable for a first vintage razor if you want to go that route, especially if you're a new wet shaver, so you can try out some functionality at the same time, get your hands on a nice solid adjustable razor. You can go with a single edge if you want to. Those are a little bit easier to come by. They're not quite as expensive. I just found them not as enjoyable. Some people really like those razors. They really, really dig the antiquity of them. But they're just, it doesn't really grab me as far as I'm concerned. I have a couple of slim adjustables. I've got 2 slims and a Fat Boy. One of the slims I had custom coated, which some people find that to be sacrilegious. I don't care. It's mine, so I'll do what I want. But you know, so like I said, you can go the single edge route if you want to, but you're not really trying out any functionality. Now, the thing to remember with adjustable razors, especially the Gillette Slim or Fat Boy, more moving parts. More moving parts equal more things that can go wrong. And it should be obvious that they don't make parts for those anymore. So there are people out there that can restore them that have gotten their hands on parts or have manufactured, somehow found a way to make parts for them after the fact. So that's something that you can look into. But just keep in mind, if you do buy one off of eBay and it's not functioning properly, don't try to shave with it. Send it out to somebody who can professionally restore that for you. Because it's just not worth it getting yourself cut up pretty bad if you're just going to try to, you know, I know the doors don't stay on all that well. Well, give it a go anyway. Don't do that. Just get it restored first, then try it. All right. First 2 passes. Head's actually getting a little bit more slick as we go, but that's just because I've been adding more cream to the, doing the noggin here. All right. We're going to go ahead and finish up this shave, and we'll see you guys with post-shave. We'll talk a little bit more about vintage razors, and we'll talk about the aftershave. So, see you in a bit. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are back. As you can see, DOP status. Dome of perfection, no nicks, cuts, areas of irritation, smooth as glass. Perfect. So, throw on a little bit of the witch hazel that I typically have in my JD bottle here. Almost done with the peach-scented stuff. This stuff is so nasty. It just seems to hang around, but it was a gift, and I do not want to get rid of it. Witch hazel's good for you anyway. On the outside. Don't drink it. All right, witch hazel has been applied. Now, as far as the just to hit up on the vintage razors too. The other thing too, you could tend to go for something I would suggest is one of the Gillette News. This one's seen better days. I'm about to have this one restored actually. Gillette News. These are great. These are 3-piece razors. There's not as many moving parts, not as many things to go wrong or to break, and they can be pretty mild. They can be pretty aggressive depending on what you put in there, but that's something you may want to think about grabbing onto. They're fairly inexpensive, I found, when you go to purchase your first vintage razor. So something to look at there. Now let's talk about the aftershave here. It comes in this fancy bottle, the screw, like a metal screw top. Small little decanter on there. It's average as far as the scent strength is concerned on this. The scent is a little bit different. I get more of the leather and lavender when I use this for some reason. Like a leather and lavender scent when I use this. I've gone over that before in some of my videos. Some people say, well, why do you say that the soap matches the aftershave? It's supposed to, but it doesn't always. It's supposed to, but it doesn't always. Sometimes it doesn't match it exactly. It's just the way that it's put together. Anyway, so that's that. All right, so like I said, with the we'll throw on some of this balm. With the vintage gear, I mean, ultimately, go with what you want. But my advice would be, if you really want to do something that you don't really care about the moving parts, go with the vintage slim adjustable or a Fat Boy. And if you want something that has less moving parts, less chances something's going to go wrong that you're going to have restored or fixed, go with something like a Gillette New or maybe even a Gillette Tech. Those are always nice to have in your shaved end. Anyway, so actually no, Gillette New. Sorry, not the Tech. Anyway, so that's my thoughts. Again, we talked about the Geo F Trumpers shave cream. This one happens to be Spanish leather on that one. This company, they are based out of Europe. They have, I have no idea how long they've been in business, but it's been a long time. They have all kinds of stuff on their website that's available for different scents, different packaging. They have it in a tube. I have actually yet to see it in a tub like this. I don't know where this person that gave this to me got it from, but everything I've seen comes in a tube now. But anyway, so they have different offerings, all different kinds of products. Check them out. As far as the pricing is concerned, like I said, it's between $20 and $23, $24 roughly. That's before shipping, I've seen. Depends on where you get it. They're widely available on different websites. So, all right, ladies and gentlemen, that is the shave of the day. Thank you very much for joining me. I'm Chad with CD Shaving, and if you have any questions, please put it in the comments section below. If you haven't subscribed, but wish to do so, please do. But make sure you knock that bell. That way you get a notification every time we do a new video here at CD Shaving, because I do not follow a schedule. All right, folks, thank you very much. We'll talk to you later. See you guys and girls in the next video.